Yes.
Okay, the time is now 1 o'clock. Welcome to the January 6, 2025 meeting, first meeting of the year. I'll call the meeting to order and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item on the agenda today is election of officers. And I'll start by saying I've served as chairman now for 3 years, and I'm more than willing to step aside if that would be the will of the other commissioners. I want to say that I see qualities in both of you that I think that you are both fully competent, fully capable of being the chairman. But I will leave that up to you for you all to decide.
Move to retain Commissioner Banks as the chair.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll accept. And I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And oppose the same, and that passes unanimously. So the next position then would be the vice chairman. How would you like to move forward?
I'll nominate Teresa Basinger for vice chair.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second, and I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand, and oppose the same, and that passes unanimously. So then, moving on, 2025 board appointments and assignments. We've been provided with a sheet, and we'll start with ours, which are very little changes from last year. I think the change to make note of would be what? You took something.
I've got EMA.
You took EMA.
I think most everything else is the same.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and read these off. For 2025, the Commissioner Board and Committee assignments will be Commissioner Schuman on Board of Finance, Drainage Board, Joint Advisory Board, EMA, and Solid Waste. For myself, I'll be on Board of Finance, EMS, Economic Development Commission Investment Board, the Plan Commission, the Historical Committee, and the Solid Waste Board. And Commissioner Basinger will be on Board of Finance, Region 3A, Redevelopment Commission, Community Corrections, and Solid Waste Board. Does everyone concur?
Yep.
I'll give that to you for the minutes.
We need a motion for that.
So do you normally vote on those all those?
I can't remember.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not normally.
Okay.
The next one we do though, however, because these are appointments by the commissioners to the boards that are up for reappointment. And I'm sorry, we didn't get a chance to talk, Cammie, but the ones that are highlighted, are they the ones that are needed? Okay, so we have a position or an appointment to the Alcoholic Beverage Commission. It's a 4-year appointment, and it is due for either a new appointment or to reappoint the member who currently serves, who is Mike Hippenhammer. He's done a great job. He's always in attendance. He rarely misses anything. So I feel comfortable with a reappointment.
I would move that we retain Mike Hippenhammer for the Alcohol Beverage Commission.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand, and oppose the same, and that passes unanimously. Skipping forward, we've got the County Redevelopment Commission, which is an annual appointment. We've got Frank Kessler and John Myers, who are up for reappointment.
I've spoken to both of them, and they both are eager to do another term if that's what we all wish. So I would recommend that we reappoint them for 25.
Second.
And yours was a motion?
Yes.
And Rob, yours was a second?
Yes.
And I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand, and oppose the same, and that passes unanimously. We do have a vacancy on the sewer district. This has Todd Nichols highlighted, but Todd's no longer and hasn't been on the board for quite some time. The vacancy, though, however, is the seat in which I've filled, and so far, to date, surprisingly, no one has expressed interest in being on the sewer district. So I'm willing to continue to serve in that seat. That's helpful to them because it's difficult. Even though we have appointments, sometimes it's difficult for them to have a quorum in the meeting. So I'm willing to continue if that would be your wish.
I'll move to approve Chad Banks to continue on the Regional Sewer District.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor raise your right hand, and opposed the same, and that passes unanimously. We have an open seat on the Drainage Board. We lost a key member, someone who's irreplaceable, Steve Zickafus, who passed away near the end of last year, and that brings us with an open seat to the Drainage Board. We've had many discussions, and personally, I think at this point we're not prepared to make an appointment for that position, and so there's no harm in us having that vacancy. They don't struggle to have a quorum, and recently the Drainage Board made a recommendation to the commissioners, but we've not yet had a chance to meet with that recommendation. I'll remind the Drainage Board that this is a commissioner appointment, and at the end of the day, we respect their recommendation and will fully consider and vet it out, but it may not be that person. There were two who expressed interest. It may not be either one of them. I think we just have to meet with some folks and settle on who it is that we feel comfortable to represent us on that board. So at this point, we're going to leave that vacant. And then we can skip forward to the Churubusco Public Library Board. There's a Crystal Wagner who is up for reappointment. And I want to say, I've never met Crystal Wagner. I have no idea who she is or what kind of job she does on the Churubusco Library Board. I think we learned with some events in recent history at Peabody Public Library, these library board appointments are very crucial. They're very crucial, very important. So for me personally, I'm not prepared today to reappoint Crystal Wagner. I would rather have a conversation with both Crystal and whoever the executive director at Churubusco Public Library is.
I would agree.
And I have to apologize to everyone. I'm sick. My voice is in and out, so I'm trying. But do you guys agree? Do you concur that? So we're going to leave that one sit and revisit that most likely in our next meeting. Moving forward, the next item on the agenda is an update from our Veteran Service Officer.
Good afternoon. So just kind of a year in from last year, we ended up just shy of 300 veterans that came through the office last year for various reasons: disability, pensions, questions, tax deductions, all that type of stuff. So just shy of 300. There were a few events that we did last year, and we're looking to do those same ones this coming up year, and hopefully a lot more. Like I said, now that I'm getting my feet underneath me and being more known throughout the community, I think it's going to be a little easier to get out there and get invited to a few different things and get my name into a few different things. So far the move that we've made from upstairs to downstairs has been very popular. Everybody that's coming through really likes it. How the ease of getting to us and just not having to worry about anything. So then also being full time, still everybody's loving it. So that's about all I got for right now. So
Wonderful.
if there's any questions or anything, but other than that, nothing else.
I have no questions.
No, I'm good. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next item, I might understand that the fee schedule is not quite
Yeah,
ready.
Cammy's still working with, getting with all the departments to make sure everything's right.
Okay. So we will table the county fee schedule update and move to the fuel center agreement.
And I think I talked about at the last meeting that it would probably take some time on the county fee schedule, but to get the fuel center agreement started. That's an agreement we can use with other governmental entities, but this one's with the city because I think that's the most urgent. So I put that together as you requested. The cost is in there. The charge that above and beyond what you pay, I think it's 10 cents above and beyond.
20, right? 20 cents for,
You're 20?
20,
Okay.
yeah.
for city, it'll be
Okay.
20.
Okay. Does it say 20 in there? Is that right?
I think it does.
Okay. But again, that, you don't have responsibility for the quality of the fuel and all the kind of boilerplate indemnifications that you would want to have, that they're responsible to pump. I got with Ryan on how they pay. They all get a fob or a key card that tracks the fuel, and then they'll be billed on a monthly basis, and that has that all in there.
Great.
Actually, I think it does say 10
Okay.
down here.
So when I think
Yeah, so
approve
we'll
that, we
just-
change the 20.
Yeah, we'll just need to make that correction. So it's 20 cents for all outside users, so the city of Columbia City will be
Okay.
in that 20 cent.
It's 10 cent for county users.
Category, it'll be 20 cents for county users, with the exception of the highway department, who will get their fuel at cost.
If you want to approve that as amended, then I'll send you a updated one with the 20 cent you can sign.
And then once we approve, will you be giving this to Marcia?
Yeah, I'll send it
or-
over to her.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
I'll make a motion that we approve the fuel supply agreement with the amendments from 10 cents to 20 cents above our cost.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the fuel supply agreement with amendments. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same. And that passes unanimously. Next up, Ryan Getz, Highway Department.
Good afternoon. First thing we have is the right-of-way cut permit for NIPSCO at 1662 East Linker Road. They're not 100% sure they're gonna have to cut into the road, and if they do, it'll just be a small portion, but with the possibility, we want to make sure we got your approval. I don't see any issues with it. We always do keep track of it and make sure it's filled in and patched correctly.
They're hooking into a gas line?
Yes.
And that runs under the road then?
Apparently it's very close. I'm not su like I said, I don't know if it's right under the road or just off to the side, but to be safe, want to make sure we got your approval in case they did have to cut into the roadway.
I'll move to approve the NIPSCO Linker Road request as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same. That passes unanimously.
Next, we have the financial responsibility, financial commitment agreement for the community crossings, similar to last year. The total that we could get from the state was 1.5 million. We get about 1.3. I didn't feel comfortable going all the way up to the 1.5 in case something changes with asphalt prices, which last year came down, but you never know. So I just wanted to give ourselves a little bit of room. We do have plenty of money in our accounts to cover the 433, 234, 46. And part of the matching grant fund, they just have to have someone with the authority to sign. So that's why I'm bringing that to you today.
When's the application due?
January 31st.
Okay.
So a little earlier than last year and by one meeting date, but I just like to have that time to make sure everything's good.
Yep.
It is quite an extensive application to fill out.
Any questions for Ryan?
I've none. I'll move to approve the community crossing financial commitment letter as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same. That passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda, Nathan Builder with the Planning Department for a plat approval and a zoning request.
Good afternoon. The rezoning request, I'd like to request be moved to the 21st. So both REZ 7 and 8 would be on the next agenda. Some things still need to be finished up with both of those. And that by name is Esterline and Boardman's rezonings.
Okay.
So the plats that we have, first one is, let's see which one this is. Piper subdivision. This is a combination of parcels over in Gateway Industrial Park. Basically, it was a platted lot, and they acquired some additional property from the adjacent property owner. In doing that, they also had an easement running through the center of the property where the former property line was, in order to address several things, moving that easement being one. They came through with a replat, and that's what is before you. No additional right-of-way is being dedicated because it was previously dedicated with the prior plat for both Gateway and the previous plat here. So it's mostly just moving that easement.
Any questions for Nathan?
I have none. I'll move to approve Piper subdivision as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve Piper subdivision. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed, the same. And that passes unanimously.
Somewhat similarly, the other one that we have for you is Rocky Acres, located up on Stolf Road. It is a replat of several different parts and pieces of fairly old subdivision lots. The property owner wished to have redivided so that he could sell a couple pieces for use for accessory buildings by other lake owners. And again, because it's recombining and redividing, it warrants a plat. This, however, even though it is a replat, does include additional right-of-way being dedicated to bring up Stolf Road right-of-way to the current specifications, or at least as close as we can make it.
Any questions for Nathan?
Move to approve Rocky Acres as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hands. And opposed, the same, and that passes unanimously.
Thank you. I'll leave these here for you after the meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nathan. The next item on the agenda is facilities requests. I don't think we have any. So we'll move on to payroll and accounts payable claims approvals.
I went up Friday and looked at both, and they look to be in order. Commissioner Basinger said that she was up earlier today and finished that up. There were a couple more that had to be approved, and so I'll move to approve payroll list.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve payroll. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same, and that passes unanimously. Accounts payable.
I was also up and kind of tag teamed that as well, and so I will move to approve accounts payable.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve accounts payable. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same, and that passes unanimously. Has everyone had a chance to review our meeting minutes from December 16th?
Everything appears accurate to the best of my recollection, so I'll move to approve the minutes from the December 16th Commissioner meeting.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same. That motion carries unanimously. Andy, anything to add?
I sent you all a legal services agreement for 2025 about a week or so ago. We don't have to address it today if you're not ready, but we can do it at the next meeting. I didn't see it on the agenda.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen it.
No problem.
I've been away, and so I just haven't caught up on emails.
I mean, I saw it, and it's a modest increase that is probably in line with the world we live in these days, so, but whatever you want to do is fine with me.
Can we make this an agenda item for next meeting, please? Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Tiffany, anything to add?
Not at this time.
Okay, at this time, I'll open up for public comment. If there's anyone here today that would like to come forward and speak, now's your chance. Okay, hearing none. Commissioner Basinger, anything to add?
Nothing.
Commissioner Schumann?
I have nothing.
And I have nothing to add, so at this time, I'll adjourn the